Mark, good to see you again. And just, I mean, we had a little small talk here, but just how's your winter going? What is a winter like for front office guys? I mean, there is no off season for you guys. What are you doing all the time?
Yeah, we're always working on something, whether it be making sure we protect our players for Rule 5 drafts, or sometimes you're adding players to the roster, making decisions on free agents, targeting certain players, trying to fill your rosters, trying to improve your club, build depth. So you're speaking with agents, you're meeting and talking with your scouts, meeting with the front office, trying to improve the club every which way possible. That's the main point of the off season. Then you start preparing for spring training. The guys in the office do a great job with cellular arbitration, and basically just have Mike and the staff gear up for spring training, which we're doing right now. Just closing up things and going on our little hot stove tour. We had Fan Fest last week, which was a great success. The players came out. You see that there's a lot of excitement right now for baseball, both in Washington and Syracuse.
And that leads me to my next thing. It's going to be baseball with Washington and Syracuse for 4 more years. Brand new deal, just announced a couple months ago now. How exciting is it to have that stability at the AAA level where there's a lot of fluidity between those two rosters, and you need to know where your guys are all the time? How much does it help to have Syracuse in place for a longer term now?
Sure, yeah, we're excited about building on this relationship, making it stronger, improving on everything, and just making sure that we know where our home is for our players, for our staff, and for the upcoming years. And we felt this was the right choice for the long term. And it's something that we know that they're going to play in a great facility. The players are going to be taken care of, staff is going to be taken care of, and it's a good environment for baseball internationally.
Yeah, and then another new thing, new manager this year in Syracuse. Just what have you met with? I mean, how much have you met with Billy? How much you know about? Obviously, you probably know quite a bit about him, but just what kind of guy is he?
Sure, yeah, we're excited to have Billy come over from the Tampa Bay Rays organization. Billy has had a strong track record with the Rays. Long experience, 20 years in the game as a manager. So, his expertise, his people skills, communication are very important. Those are things that we felt that were his strengths. We're excited to have him aboard. A number of our staff are very close to him, so we felt comfortable with him right away. And he's going to be a good teacher and a good motivator for our players. And along with him, Joe Dillon, our new hitting coach at this level as well, and Paul Menhart, you're going to have great staff. And it's also exciting at the major league level that Matt Williams, obviously the new manager at the helm. It's always exciting times when you change at the major league level as well. But also we have some continuity there with a lot of minor league staff that have been promoted as well. So it's a good year for overall for player development and for the major leagues.
Just to get in maybe some of the players just a little bit, just to touch on that number 5 starting pitcher position. I mean, it's a good problem to have, I guess. You have 4 or 5 guys that potentially can fill that role, younger guys and some more experienced guys. Just how do you see that kind of shaking out over the next couple of weeks, and what can we kind of expect to see in spring training in regards to that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Mike Rizzo's made it known publicly that there's open competition for that 5th spot, and competition's a good thing. You're going to see who's going to rise to earn that role, and regardless of from day one who earns that role, there's obviously going to be times of the year where we're going to have to pull from that depth, and so there's going to be a quality pitcher in that position, whether it be Tanner Roark, Taylor Jordan, Nathan Carnes, obviously Ross Detweiler has done it before. So you have depth there. Chris Young is another pitcher that we've signed that has a chance for that role, and we'll see who steps up. And then obviously throughout the year we'll see who the next Taylor Jordan is, who the next Tanner Roark is. Maybe it's Sammy Solis. We'll see. And there's open competition there, but that's a good thing. And we certainly have the strongest depth in the rotation and the bullpen, I'd say, across all levels of the game, catching and role position players, infield, outfielders, as if we had while we've been here in Syracuse. So that's going to be good. We could have major league depth at every position. So I think that should lead to success.
Another spot that kind of lends itself to that, I guess, is that second base position with Rendon and Espinoza. Obviously injury played into that, and Rendon's a young guy. Instead of getting into maybe the major league guys, how would that battle kind of affect the Syracuse end of things? Or could we see the guy that doesn't necessarily get that spot down here in Syracuse for quite a bit this season?
Yeah, I mean, that's another spot of open competition, as Mike's noted, and it's important that somebody steps up and takes that by the reins. Obviously, Anthony finished the year at second base, but Mike's made it known that there's going to be some competition with Danny there. Danny obviously had that position, and he's talented enough to play there, certainly on both sides of the ball, especially defensively. So open competition there. We've also signed Jamie Carroll, a veteran that's going to compete as well. Mike Fontenot has big league time. He's going to compete there. Will Rhymes was here last year. Obviously, offensively, he's a guy who's going to compete there. So we have players that, if they don't make the Major League Club, will be here in some capacity, and that'll provide more depth again, like we talked about. So there's bench spots or second base, and then there's AAA, and you're going to have probably 2 or 3 guys here that will be able to move up to the big leagues at any point in time.
And then I wanted to ask, this is maybe more of an Auburn angle for you though, but Matt Skoll, had the injury last year, missed a big part of the year, but everything we've read about him, you guys are very positive on him. I think he's in the Arizona Fall League again for you guys. And just what can we expect to him coming off that injury? What have you seen working with him, or just talking with guys so far?
Yeah, Matt had a devastating injury last year, something that he had to overcome, and he worked really hard, very diligent with his work ethic. Came back and, for not having played in any real season games, going to instruction league, trying to get in shape, and then going to play in the AFL, which is some of the best pitching competition you're going to see all year. That was definitely a challenge. So I don't think we're going to see the real Matt Skoll until this year at some point. So looking for him to come back healthy, strong, in shape, and hopefully start where he left off before his injury. He has got a great eye. He handles the strike so well, tremendous power at all fields. He's a disciplined hitter, so hopefully he continues that approach, continues to get better, and he's very agile. He's improved his agility. We're trying to keep him to stay at third, but obviously he played first and third. So that'll be the good one we'll see with Matt Skoll this spring.
Could we potentially see him in Syracuse sometime this year?
Sure. I'm not going to rule that out. Dictate how healthy he is, how strong he feels. But usually with our rehab players are coming back from injury, a little more conservative with their process. And he'll dictate that once we see him on the field and see how he's competing.
And then one more guy that I want to ask specifically about was obviously Corey Brown going over to Oakland now. But it looked like Jeff Coburnis kind of stepped into a bigger role in the Syracuse outfield. It's a pretty clogged position. Again, another embarrassment of riches almost for you guys. What is kind of his role in the organization, and is he going to be a big-time leader here in Syracuse this upcoming year?
Yeah, and Jeff really, I neglected to mention him earlier, which I should have, but he's in the competition for second base as well. He's a guy that is obviously tremendous speed, athleticism, contact bat, ball in play, uses his legs well, and is very aggressive on the base pass, very efficient base runner. Looking to help see him make strides offensively, and then obviously offers versatility. So that super utility role is something that he'll compete for. If he doesn't make the Major League Club, then certainly he'll be here in a major role. And one of the best hitters in the league last year, and certainly the best base runner. So we're looking forward to seeing him take a next step forward and hopefully make an impact in the Major League